This is Eric from Pack Hacker, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Patagonia Storm10 jacket, which I've been testing for the past 2 weeks. Let's dive in. So starting with the materials on this jacket, we're just going to start kind of with a top down, and then we'll go through some more features in a minute. But we've got a recycled nylon, which is recycled from post-industrial waste and discards from weaving mills, and also post-consumer fishing nets. So you've got a lot of different recycled materials that are going into this jacket. And it does have it's a rain jacket. Like it's gonna sound how you expect it to. Let me see if you can hear this. It's a 90s wind pant noise. But that's what you're gonna expect with a rain jacket, especially one that performs as well as this one does. It does have a fluorinated DWR coating. You can kind of, see the shine on it a little bit. It's not, overly shiny or anything like that, but it does contain perfluorocarbons, which are PFCs. They're pretty transparent about this on their website, which I really like. Talking about how it's been used forever and it's the best way currently to, be water repellent on materials like jackets and stuff like that, but they also are committed to trying to get rid of them as well. So we do see PFCs in jackets like this right now, but hopefully from Patagonia in future, years, we will not see so many because they build up in the environment and we aren't exactly sure what kind of damage that they cause. But good to see that Patagonia is at least letting us know this when you purchase the jacket. It's right on the site, it's right on the product page, and just being transparent about that. So that's great to see. But you can also see on the inside of the jacket that all the seams have seam tape. Sorry about that noise. They're actually working on the roof right now. So if you hear any noise throughout, they're fixing our heat so we can bring you more great content like this video. But back to the jacket, you can see the seam tape there. So all the seams are taped up. It's kind of hard to see because it's so bright. But every single seam on the inside there is taped up. And you've got all different kinds of tape running around the inside to make sure that if water gets on the outside, it doesn't come inside either through the fabric with the DWR coating or through any of the seams where things are stitched together. So that is a great look from us. So when this is packed away, it actually packs away into this pocket right here. At the end, I'm going to pack it just so you can see it, and I'll have the video editing team, Ahmad and Maria, I just combined both their names, speed it up so you can see me packing in there. It packs easier than other things I've packed in the past. It's never super smooth when you're packing something this big into something so small, but it packs pretty well, and it's really, really light. It's 9.2 ounces. This is the large one, so obviously if you go have a smaller size or a bigger size than that, it's going to be a little bit different, but that's crazy light for what you get out of this jacket. And it's pretty warm too. So last night I actually had, I play in like an adult soccer league, and I knew I was finishing the review process, and I hadn't really ridden it in the cold yet. I'd ridden it during the day when it was sunny and stuff like that, and it performed really well. But it was like 25 degrees last night, kind of windy. And I wore a shirt like this, and then I wore this on top of it. And I was warm. I was warm on my way there. It was like a 3-mile ride. And then on the way back, it was probably even colder because it was like 11:30 at night. And it was still warm. So this material, although it's, ultra light, ultra thin, it does a really good job at not only keeping the rain out, but just like keeping you warm inside. And when it does get warmer, it breathes pretty well too. I'm not going to say, I'm an expert on why it does that, but it breathes. Like if you get sweaty, like it allows the moisture to come out, but does not allow moisture to come in, like rain and stuff like that. Because normally when I'm riding my bike to work, even in like the dead of winter, I'm sweating. Like I normally, have a Carhartt coat or something like that keeps me warm, but it's warm and it doesn't let the air out, so you get sweaty. With this, I really didn't have that as much of a problem. Obviously, if you're putting in a good workout or if you're going on a hike up a mountain or something like that, you're going to get a little sweaty. But it really does a good job at breathing. So you have both being able to go out in the cold with it, and then also, if you get sweaty, it'll breathe, which I think is awesome. And we have a lot of different, as you can see here, ways to tighten it up. Like this is tailored to me right now, but it's easy to loosen it as well, so I'll just loosen it up. But this is nice for, if you're cycling, if you're going for even just like a walk around town or like your neighborhood or something like that. because depending on, like, I wear a large, but I'm not a super big person. So you can really cinch this down to fit to your body if that's how you like to wear things. And I like things that fit to my body, so you can really kind of, tighten it up as much as you want. It's a super easy clasp too. It's not like a lot of times if you have those little button ones, the button will break. They're kind of big, especially for a jacket this light. That would add a considerable amount of weight. This is just like a little mechanism that you pull the little bit elastic through, and it works really well. And it's also really it's just easy to use. And it's all nice because like you can get it so tight, like you wouldn't think, because that doesn't like close on itself. You wouldn't think that it would get tight enough to really, make a difference. Like if you got super tight, you'd think it would just let the line go, but it doesn't. Like while I'm cycling, I tighten it real tight so no air can kind of like come up underneath it. This would be the same if you're hiking where it's really windy, and you can tighten it and the air didn't come up and it didn't loosen, which was really nice. We've got the hook and loop fastener here on the cuffs, which is, I like it that it has such a wide, breadth of material there. I think I just made that word up, but you see what I mean. It's really wide, so you can really get it tight if you want. I mean, obviously, I don't think anybody who's wearing this jacket's wrist is that thick, but you can get it really, because the material's so small, you can get it really tight fit to your wrist. So if you have gloves on, or like if it's raining and you just really don't want any water coming up your sleeve, you can really get it tight on your wrist because there is such, so much of an option there. And even if, you just want it a tiny bit tighter than it is normally, you can do that too. And the hook and loop fastener there, I'm not sure the brand on it, but Patagonia, you expect quality, and this didn't come off on me while I was riding my bike. Like probably got a good 50 miles in with this jacket in the testing phase, and it really it stayed there. The only time it did come off was once it got caught. I have like a GoPro thing on the front of my bike, and it kind of got caught on that. And I was like doing something dumb on my bike. It kind of like got caught in this area here and came up like that. And it actually didn't come all the way off, but it came up like that, and I had to like reapply it. But no complaints at all on those. They work really well. So looking at the 3 pockets we have on the pack here, we've got these 2 pockets here that are kind of like the pockets you'd like stick your hands in like that. And they're really big, as you can see here, like, see where my hands go to. I just got a new GoPro, so I feel like I'm talking about it a bunch. But I fit my GoPro in here and a couple accessories and stuff with no problem at all. And they do have these AquaGuard zippers, which is really nice. So once you put something in there with this material paired with the AquaGuard zipper, you're pretty much set. And you have those AquaGuard zippers on all of these different zippers. And they're YKK, I believe they're number 3 zippers. But so they're pretty small, and especially this this main one here can be kind of hard, especially if you have bigger hands. It's a really, it's a very small zipper. It can be kind of hard to get your hands on, but once you get used to it, it's fine. And it saves weight. A bigger zipper pull, 1, 2, 3, 4 different zippers, it adds up on weight. And this, coming in at 9.2 ounces, like this is really very lightweight for a jacket that does as much as it does. That was a big tangent about zippers, but back to these pockets here. I was actually able to fit my Fuji X-T3 inside this pocket as well. That was really kind of awkward and bulky, and it probably looked a little bit weird on the outside. But if you get caught in the rain, this is a good jacket to have because you'll be able to stay dry, and anything you put in the pockets is going to stay dry too. But you got the same pocket on either side here, and then zip that up. We've got this chest pocket here. This is a great place for a phone or anything like that because it's kind of close to, it's not wobbling around so much. And just a good sized pocket, and it's obviously a good sized pocket because this whole jacket fits inside that pocket there. And as I said, I'll do that at the end. You do have like a nice little zipper garage on all these too. It's not a huge, but a little piece of fabric that covers the end of the zipper, just because normally at the end of a zipper track, you've got like a little hole, so it covers up that hole nicely. So we'll flip it over, just so you can kind of see the back here. Not too much going on the back. You can see, when you tighten this up, it does get a little bit, that little like kind of like frayed look to it. But I don't think that I've ever seen a rain jacket that doesn't look like that when you tighten it up. But like I said, it does a really good job at keeping wind and water out from coming up under you, especially while you're cycling if you don't have fenders, water shooting up and stuff like that. We'll move up here to the hood. The hood, it has, I think you're either going to love this or you're going to hate this. It's got like this little like cap part to it. It's not super, but it's like a little piece of plastic in there. It's not super hard. But it does a nice job of, while you're wearing it, like water kind of wicks off like that. I went for a walk and it wasn't a pouring down rain, but it was, you know, it was raining, light drizzle. And it kind of just like, if it, in a drizzle, it kind of just sits there and doesn't come onto your face. And if it's raining harder, it kind of goes off to the sides or it'll go over the top and kind of like miss your face like a waterfall. But I think it's one of those things you either love or hate. I'm not a huge fan of them, but it kind of just is what it is. And we have the same kind of drawstring type thing that we have on the bottom to tighten it. You can see here. This time it is a little bit different of a design here to tighten it. So this thing comes all the way back. I'll bring it closer in just a second. So it's like that. And then if you want to tighten it, you just pull this away and tighten. So that means like if you're wearing it and it's, you know, raining really, really hard, you can kind of tighten it around your face. So it's almost like a face guard to protect water from like getting in the cracks there and coming down like onto your clothes you're wearing underneath the jacket or whatever you have underneath the jacket. And to kind of pairs with that is this comes up pretty high. So this comes up, you know, like up to here to, you know, like I said, kind of make a layer so that it can't get through. Water can't get through. Sorry, I should have said that. But overall, very, you know, happy with this jacket so far. It's good for like if you're being active, whether that be hiking, cycling, or even just like a long walk around a new city. It like you can tighten it where you want to tighten it, or you can leave it loose. It's just it's not bulky, and it isn't places that you don't want it to be. So a pet peeve of mine is like bigger jackets, or even like rain jackets like this. There's like material where you don't want it to be, or like there's like a big pocket in the front that like goes too far, and then it's just like awkward to put stuff in. There's not really anything somewhere where you don't want it to be, if that makes sense. Just very happy with it, especially as, you know, being an active person who cycles a lot and just likes to, you know, be moving at all times. It's a good jacket for that because you'll put it on and you won't even notice it, but it keeps you dry and keeps you warm too if you need it in a pinch. But I'll put it on real quick just to, I'm actually going to loosen this first. Here we go. I'm not going to zip it up all the way to begin with because I don't want to cover up the microphone, but I will just to show you. So I'll put the hood on now. One thing I will say is it can be kind of hard to tighten the head thing like on yourself. It's easier if you have someone to help you with it. I don't have great like flexibility and like range of motion. So getting back there can be kind of hard to like tighten it and finding it too and finding the little piece. There, nice and tightened up. So I'm going to put the zipper up. I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear me as well once I do that. So just letting you know what I'm doing before I do it. So I'm not sure how well you can hear me right now. The mic is below that, so you might be able to hear me still. But it is, you know, a nice cover. You know, you've got this like little brim thing to kind of like add some separation between where water could be coming down and your face. And I think, you know, you look a little silly. Like I know that I look a little silly right now, but it keeps you dry, and it really does the trick when you need it to. So we'll do a little spin so you can see the back. And then back to the front again. But like I said, overall, very happy with this jacket, especially, you know, like the little details like that, like just easy to use. Like it's not going to get in your way. It's not going to bother you. Pull that down, make sure you can hear me. Just take that off. Just it's not going to be in your way when you're trying to do things, like whether you're on vacation and you're even just like in a city, or if you're wanting to be able to go from city to trail, or if you're cycling, whatever you're doing, it's not going to get in your way. And that's the biggest thing for me in a rain jacket, is I don't want it to be in my way, whether that be materials, sizing, stuff like that. It's just a very good fitting jacket. I know it might be like a little bumpy on my chest right now because I'm sitting down. Just a very nice looking jacket. And if you go to the full review, we'll have photos of me wearing it as well, so you can kind of see what it looks like in action. It's kind of hard to show you, you know, in this setting. But overall, very happy with this jacket, and now I will show you how to pack it. I am by no means the authority on packing jackets, so if this is not the best way to do it, please let me know and tell me how I can do better next time, because it can be a little tricky And it's not something, I mean, you're not going to be packing and unpacking it all the time. So you don't need to be great at it, but just good to know. Actually, I don't know why I zipped it. I'm going to unzip it to pack it. So it comes kind of out like this to start packing. And as you can see here, this zipper is two-sided. So that way, once you stuff it in, that you can still zip it with the same zipper. So as you can see, I've gotten it to the point where it's ready to be zipped. I don't think I did it in the best manner possible. I think there probably are better ways to do it. But getting the zipper, even when I had Tom do this for me once, and he did it better than I did just now. But even when he did it, the zipper can be kind of hard to zip. I'm sure there are people out there who are laughing at me right now and telling their friends, look at this guy, he doesn't know how to pack a jacket. And you're right, I don't know how to pack a jacket very well. And as you can see, I am struggling to get that zipper zipped. Okay, so there it is. It took me a little longer than it did off camera, which is never fun. A good way to kind of zip it easier is you kind of just pull the two pieces of the side together with one hand, like you go like this, and then you pull the zipper. I think it's one of those things too, once you pack it a bunch, you'll get more used to it and it'll go quicker. I think I've only packed this 3 or 4 times since I've had it, and this would be the 4th or the 5th time I did it. But it's just, I mean, that's tiny. That's very, very small and very, very lightweight. Just very happy with this jacket. I mean, it's not for everyone. I don't think that you need a jacket like this for everything. But if you are someone who likes to be active a lot while you're traveling and likes to go from city to trail, or likes to oh, we can rent bikes, but it might rain, who cares? I've got this waterproof jacket. It just offers you a lot of different things that you're able to do that sometimes you might not be able to do with a regular jacket, or just makes it easier. So there you have it, the Patagonia Storm 10 jacket. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next one.